Guess who's back, mother? Once again to this your Prometheus, who brings upon knowledge to you mortals. I really don't like this. So, you want to grab a template from exactly from the show. It took a bit of trial and error, but getting the proportions right, this is about the template you'll need. I won't scan it because I'm lazy, and it's also larger than an A4 sheet, so I really actually cannot scan it. But so this is basically the template you want, and you transfer it straight to wood. Now I used 2 planks of 2cm pieces of wood and glued them together because I didn't have a plank big enough, and also you need to cut out this notch right here for your arrow rest. I decided to put it on the left side because that's how a regular archer's bow works, instead of on the right side, which would make more sense for a quick draw, you know. It doesn't make sense, actually. There's a video online about it. I don't care. Anyway, so you cut out this notch and you're good. Also, you just gotta make sure there's a spot for an arrow right there. It's pretty, yeah, okay. Good. It takes a lot of sanding, by the way, this step. Next step.
So you want to use the heat gun to flatten out the PVC pipe, obviously, to make a recurve. You just gotta heat up the pipe evenly and press it down with something flat. And you don't need to press too hard, you still need to keep a curved shape so that it doesn't get too elastic, if you know what I mean. It also isn't such a bad idea to cut in half. I was using a 25mm diameter pipe, and it was 1 meter long, I believe. And so when you cut in half, you have half a meter on each side, which is a good size for my proportion. For you'll have to find a proportion for your size. Don't use, also I was using the wrong diameter of 25 is too large. 20mm diameter is what you need. And now you gotta drill in holes for you to attach your bowstring. It's best to find a middle of your bow, and it really doesn't matter how far down from the tip you want it, but just find the drill that's the correct size for your drill bit and then just drill away. That simple. At this point, you're ready to start making the recurve parts of your recurve bow. It's very simple. You just grab the flattened pieces and heat up a single point like so until you are able to bend it backwards. It doesn't matter which way, as long as they're both bent in a ski shape. Now we're gonna peg this thing to the bow. It's not hard. You just grab the bent bit and just measure out a hole that you can attach to the bow, and you just drill it in. It's better to use a bolt, but I couldn't find a bolt, so I just used one of these screws with a large surface area tip, so that it will actually grab onto the PVC when it's drilled through. It's also a self-drilling screw because it's really hard for me to actually drill pilot holes. I don't have the patience for it. It's okay. Do that twice on each side. It's not hard. And now you're gonna actually string up your bow. Now, regular bows are strung up by special elastic devices that I do not have, and nor do I care to buy. So you're gonna get some cotton twine and curl it up like this so you can get it through the pilot hole that you drilled earlier, and you just want to tie a noose knot, as in one that will get tied if you tug on it more. No, I'm not suicidal. Thanks for asking. I'm not. Single knots are alright, but I found that with a high bow tension it tends to come undone, so double knot it. I'm not advocating hanging yourself, so don't do that. Stringing up the other side may be a bit tricky because you have to apply tension to the recurve bits before you actually tie the knot, otherwise you'll get a string tension that's not, or draw weight that's not very acceptable for a bow. So keep that in mind when you're doing that.
After all that is done, you need 6mm dowels. I find that these make the best arrow out of I feel like these make the best arrows because out of the thing you get the most the least elastic arrows, as in the most stiff for what you get, and when you cut them they should make excellent arrows. You gotta, also one thing you gotta do, you gotta cut notches in them so that they actually fit onto arrows. Seems shit, but you know what, it's fine. Okay, I cut them for my size. You have to experiment with your size, because for me, 80 centimeters, about zero point 0.8 of a meter, is just the right size for my draw length. You know, for you, you might need a different one. Just deal with that. Okay, now let's shoot this thing. Woo-wee! That's a lot of power. That's a lot of damage. So at the moment, it's not very accurate because there are no fins on the arrow and it's not very aerodynamic, as you can see. So I'm just going to shoot the ground. And you can see how powerful it is based on how far it actually impales itself into the ground. So at a full draw length, woohoo! With no sharpening on the arrow, it impales itself this much into the ground. That's power. Yeet. As you can see, as usual, I really don't care about cosmetics because it just makes it look horrible. But if you wanted, you could just paint the whole thing black and add like an arrowhead of some sort. Just make it out of foam. Don't be stupid, okay? You don't want to kill someone. And other than that, that's how you make the bow and arrow. And I am officially back from deadedness.